Hello everyone. Welcome to another paper crafting video. Today's video is for the Global Stamping Video Hub. And I love making these videos and participating in this video hub. And if you don't know much about it, it is just a group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world that we gather once a month and create a card for you, always with a specific theme. So it's a lot of fun. What that means is that when you're done here, go and check the links down below so you can go and visit the other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators participating in this video hub. By the way, they are amazing artists, and you're just not going to want to miss their idea, their creativity, their tips and tricks. Okay, so let's get started with what we're going to be doing today. So this month's theme is just kind of mail cards, which are super hard for me, guys. I have to be completely honest. And I am thinking of using a suite, well, not the suite, a bundle that I absolutely love, and this is the bundle, is Adventure Sky. I have used this a lot. This was part of our previous annual catalog. I believe it is still available. Let me check real quick. See, I am right. It is still available, and so if you are interested in it, actually, let me see this. I want to make sure that it is on sale. So the dies are going for $26.40 from $33. And I believe, let me see, so it's not sold as a bundle anymore. I don't see the stamp set. So it may be that the stamp set's already sold. Anyways, that's the one we're going to be using today. Actually, this is a funny funny comment. I used to have the whole suite, and I loved, actually really loved the paper, but you're not going to believe it. I don't know where it went. I still have to look for it, like, in depth, but like I can't put two and two together as where it went. So as it is, we're going to use and come up with something else for our card today. So let's go to the crafting table. Hoping this works. Oh, that's fairly good. Okay, I am glad. So I will be using, let me bring this back up in here so I can show you. We're going to be using some of the new ink colors. We're going to be using Secret Sea. And along with that, I brought these two papers together. So this paper in here, Designer's Use paper, belongs to the Delightful Flora DSP, and this one is actually a retiring one, I believe, too, and it is called Country Works. Country Woods, not Works. I'm so sorry about that. So I put these together, especially like this, and you tell me, doesn't these like really match? I think that they are kind of like very familiar. They work well together. So I figured I can do both of those. And the other dies we're going to be using the perennial postage. And I am just using one of the small squares that belong to those dies, because we're going to be using this for our sentiment. So let's get started with the measurements. First of all, most importantly, all measurements are going to be down below. So you don't have to worry about taking the measurements. Sometimes I like to go with you with the measurements, but honestly, you don't, like, it's not something that you're going to need because everything is going to be down below. Now, this is our card base. The card base is 5.5 by 4.25, so it's just a regular card base, and it's not a double. It's just one piece of Secret Sea, and then we're going to also need a piece of you know what? I'm thinking, is this the one I cut? Let me see, guys, because I have several things cut in here, and I want to make sure this is the right one, the right piece. It looks like it is. Yep, I got it. Okay, the next piece we're going to use, or we're going to need, is a piece of 4¼ by 11 inches. And let me go ahead. We're going to score this, and I actually have I don't even have a cheat sheet. I have just a little bit. A little piece here to remind me where I have to score. So we're going to go to 2 inches. Okay, we're going to score there. We're going to go to 3¾ and score. Then we're going to move to 7¼ Let's open up the arm in here. Oops. There you go. Now you can see 7¼ and we're going to score there as well. And finally 9. Okay. And there we go. We're going to score. And we are going to fold these. Let me bring this out. Bring our bone folder. And we are going to fold these. I'm looking at my other cheat sheet. Mountain, valley, and then this one will go mountain, and this valley. Okay, so this is going to be it's kind of like a gatefold. Looks like it, kind of. And we are going to bring our bone folder to really burnish those score lines. There we go. Okay, so this is how the card is going to look. We have our card base, and then this is going to be centered here, and this is going to open up. Okay, so let's get started with decorating this piece. And I already have everything cut out but not glued, so we're going to glue them real quick. These 2 pieces go in here. And then let me bring, sorry guys, my reach in there. And then these 2 pieces are going to go in the front. Okay, so let's go ahead and start gluing. I will probably say, you know, this is a really easy card. By the way, this is a card that we made together, or this fun fold we made together last year for one of the paper pumpkin kits alternatives when I was doing those videos, and I really liked it, and I thought it's a perfect it's just a perfect easy card to just give make a card that will give kind of like that wow, without having to spend hours calculating and making measurements and whatnot. So this is a card I really enjoy. And I also want to say, you know what? Okay, speaking of paper pumpkin kit, I actually wanted to do this card with the paper pumpkin kit, so as an alternative to the paper pumpkin kit. But it happens to be, guys, that I got it literally today. So I was kind of waiting and waiting before making the video because I thought that's going to work wonderfully. I don't know if you've seen the paper pumpkin kit or if you belong to paper pumpkin kit subscription, but it's kind of like mountains. It's perfect for Father's Day, of course. And so I was like, oh my God, that's the one I want to use. But here we are. It again literally arrived today, and I am making this video on the 21st. I'm actually right there in the deadline for submitting my video to the hop, and I was just waiting and waiting on that one, and honestly it just never came on time for my needs, and here we are. That's how it works. But we managed to get creative, and we are going to have a lot of fun finalizing and decorating this card. So okay, so this is our inside panel. I'm going to call it that way. And then we have 3 different layers for here. And then again, you will have all those layers, all those measurements and their layers together. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these 2 first, and then we'll stamp real quick the inside of these. Oops, this is going. There you go. Come on, work with me. Okay, it's now. So we're going to stamp in here, and let me bring, I think I have them. So I have already in my block the one of the smallest airplanes that come in there, and we are going to add a plane in here, just kind of like right there, kind of going down. And this is a very, very dark, beautiful blue, gray blue, guys. I am in love with this one, and it's called, again, Secret Sea. Let me bring, and now I am going to bring these other one. This other stamp says you are the best, plain and simple, and I am going to try to get these in here. Let me see, centered. You guys know so that is not ideal. So, you know, one of the beauties of paper is that it has two sides. So we can start together again and redo what we were doing. And obviously, we're going to put these down and really press because it needs some pushing. There we go. And now we're going to bring this one back again. And I am just aligning here in my grid paper in centering. And I'm going up a little bit so I can see better. I've mentioned these quite a bit in my videos, and it is that I have the glare from the light just hits exactly where I need it for my for me to see, and so I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and glue this real quick in here. Now this one has about an eighth, a fourth of an inch on each side, so we can actually see some of that beautiful paper in the back. And I think it just creates a great, it's pleasing to the eye, right? You have like this one pattern, a different pattern. These three patterns are the same, and I think it's going to look okay. I forgot to do something that I really wanted to do, and I think we're going to risk it and do it even if it's already, I already glued this. So this stamp set brings this stamp, which is kind of like, all I can think of is it's mechanical. It looks mechanical to me. And so I wanted to make this piece less woody, if you want to call it that way, and a little bit more, you know, kind of related to planes. And so what I'm going to do to make sure I don't get anything dirty and messed up is I'm going to bring a piece of my grid paper is old grid paper that I have like that, and I'm just going to add this in here, and I'm going to put one on there just like that. See how cool it looks? And then I'm still going to keep this in here so I don't make a mess, and I'm going to bring this one wait, I really want to make sure I don't mess this up because this is already there. So there we go. It's not, there we go. It's being rebellious, which is totally fine. You can use, which is probably much easier, the post-it notes, right? Like hello. But I just don't want to use them to save it. And I have this grid paper right here, and I want it to be useful. So kind of like that. I think that looks really, really cool. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're bringing our grid paper in here, bringing our mechanical piece. I really don't know how to call it. I'm sorry about that. And then I'm going to make kind of like the same idea. So all I did, guys, is just give this more of a fun texture, and it just looks really, really cute and takes away kind of this the side from, oh, this is wood, right? Because it kind of wood does not really make a lot of, makes a lot of sense with the airplane. So let me find my little pin so my glue doesn't dry. And we are going to keep going. Okay, so the next step, guys, is we are going to bring these piece, and we are going to center in here. Now, as you guys can tell, it's being a little rebellious. It will get better with time, and I'll show you the example because I still have that 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 card that we made quite a bit ago. And so I am just going to align these and make sure that this is in, centered. And the easiest way to, okay, moving these up here, moving that out of the way so I don't make a mess. The easiest way to see this is putting the flaps up, because if you can tell that the flaps kind of like give you, I don't know, it gives me a sense of it's not really helping. And so we are going to bring some glue, and we are going to add our piece to the main card. And I am using glue because, of course, I'm going to have some leeway in here to work this out a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. And I'm just making sure it is aligned. It seems centered enough. We'll see if that is here in a minute or two, because we are going to decorate these two pieces, these two, I guess, edges. And to do that, I already have one done. And what I did, guys, is very simple. I just got two pieces, one white. So we're going to have here, this is more or less an inch. And so the white layer, so both are white, but I guess the underneath layer is 7/8 by 4 1/8. And the other layer will be 3/4 by 4 and by 4. So, and all I did is using the clouds to create kind of that idea of creating our own DSP. I'm sorry. So I'm going to bring another cloud. Let me find one of my blocks, and I'm going to bring, which one I used? I used this one. I'm going to use the same cloud, and we are going to bring our secret C again, and we're going to create something similar to this. So, it does not have to be exactly the same, but what I did is I started with the dark secret C. I guess what I'm trying to say is all intensity, and I want to say let's do this one here. Okay, and then now I am going to do a stamp off, right? So I'm going to stamp there a little bit and just kind of make it an item, not even like re-inking right now. I will here in a minute. All I'm doing is creating that idea of several clouds, right? And so I am going to do that one there, and then another little one there. Uh-oh, and then I got that. Of course, why not? But I'm going to leave it. What do you guys think? No, I think it's too noticeable. So we are going to do the other side and try not to push that much. So again, the first time I am using direct stamping. I don't know if that's even a word. And then I'm going to stamp off. And I can be as creative as I want. I am using the ink that is already in my in the stamp. I'm not re-inking. I'm just re-inking right now. And I am just kind of like adding a couple corners in there because they seem like really off. And the next thing I did for that one is I did go ahead and ink the sides. It's a funny thing, but I always feel that this, like there's got to be a difference between the sides or the edges of the papers. And so when I have white on white, I feel like it needs to be inked. I know that is probably like a crazy thing, but yeah, that's where we're at. And so now we're going to add these bees to our other white layer, and I think that when you do that, this is very, very tight. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm going to remove this. We're going to take it off and bring another piece to do that. And so we said the first one is going to be 7/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that. I think that sometimes when you cut things, they don't come exactly as well. I don't know why. I have felt that sometimes, but this one seems to be doing better. And I just glued that incorrectly. I think the glue was already kind of dry, and so it was creating, it didn't give me any leeway. And so now we're going to re-glue and re-add, and now we have a little bit of leeway to set this in the center. And now we're going to bring our card back, and we are going to, let me see what I can bring to put this there so it behaves, right? And we're going to add our little panel right here to the other side. And there we go. So here's what I thought, right? Like if I felt that if I did this, like used this paper in here, it was going to be too dark. And now I'm very happy that I actually did this, because I feel that I was right. It was very, very dark. Now, I keep seeing that this keeps opening, and it's driving me a little bit insane. Let me show you this. This is not opening. For whatever reason, it is not, and it has the same layers. So I am not sure why that other one is opening back and forth and back and forth. I'm going to give it a good burnish with the bone folder, but it's still moving. So my thought process is, even if we have not planned for these, we are going to bring a piece of white, and we are going to create a belly band, which is going to be really, really simple. So let's go ahead and do that. And I like about 1/2 inch belly band, and this is just a piece of basic white, and it's going to be 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch by 11. And so what we're going to do, let me bring this in here, is this is going to go around here, and we're going to be able to just put it together, and it's going to hold it. Now, before we go crazy in adding these, I actually had, so funny because I had it out, I have the ribbon that matches the Secret Sea ribbon. This is all new products, guy, and I am just really in love with this color. I know I mentioned that already, so that tells you I am really in love with this color. So let me do two things. I'm removing my little pin here. I know this is funny, but this is what's really helped me to keep using my, okay, now this is stuck. Oh goodness, right? Okay, let me, now it is clean. We are going to add this in here, and that way it doesn't get dry, because I have a tendency for my glue to dry really quickly. And we're going to bring our tear and tape, which, guys, to me is the best thing to add ribbons. And I'm just going to, I'm putting like a big old piece almost to the length of our belly band. I'm looking for my, take your pick. As you guys can tell, it's not completely straight. I am not very concerned about that being straight as much as I am concerned about the ribbon being straight. And usually, as long as you have, like, it's not like completely crooked, we are going to be successful at having these straight enough. Okay, and there we go. So we're going to go to do the next step. This is going to go in here. I am not going to going to score it, guys, I'm just going to kind of gently fold, and this is going to fold perfectly well. And as you guys can tell, I'm not even going to do a whole lot with that left over there. If we need to, we will. I don't think we're going to have that need, but so we're going to have these in here, and I'm not really liking these right now. Now we have a couple more pieces to work with, and these are going to go now in the front of our belly band. But I already ahead of time kind of like did some embossing, so I inked all the clouds in here and then heat embossed, and that's why I had my little piece in here. Is we're going to bring our old grid line. I'm bringing my Secret C. I'm going on the side because, guys, it's a really strong color, right? I just wanted to do, and we're going to do some resist embossing in here just because I think this is going to look really cool. And we'll clean here those clouds in a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with these friend. It's kind of like giving me a little bit of a hard time. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we're going to leave that there because I am not going to redo this. Bottom line, I'm going to go ahead though and kind of like go over at the edges a little with a little stronger with a little bit more ink. I just always like that, so we're going to do this with this piece as well. And like I'm saying, I'm not sure what's happening with these blending brush. Maybe it's seen better days. Okay, but isn't this such a beautiful color? In both versions, in the strong version and in the soft version. And I am going to bring one of my little rags. You guys know they're always not the best, and I am just going to clean those clouds, right? A little bit, and then we're going to have, you can't see those clouds now. Oops, it's hard to see in the camera. But there they are. I promise they're there. Okay, I may be bringing a little bit more of these just to see if we're able to see those clouds better. They're looking really cool, but not giving me the white resist look. So I don't know why that is happening, but you know what? This looks just as beautiful. Look how cute this looks. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and add these in here with our glue if I find it. And there we go. And this is going to be my husband's Father's Day. So I did colored one of the airplanes, and I used just blues and grays because I didn't want to do like a whole lot of difference to, or like create kind of like a bad contrast, but I think this is going to look really beautiful like that. And then we have here a happiest Father's Day that I'm going to put kind of towards the side. So first of all, this is going to go like that. I am just kind of like folding that well, and we are going to add these in the middle. So let me see. I think I'm going to use actually tear and tape, guys. Let's check this out for 1 minute. Yeah, I think I want to use tear and tape. So I'm just going to cut a couple pieces, guys, and let's see if this works. I always like tear and tape because of that. I'm putting kind of two, three pieces on the sides right next to it. This is too long. So let me go back in here. This one is a little bit too long. We'll just fold it here in a bit. And we're going to bring another piece of tear and tape and put it in the other side. And I think that will be able to secure that fairly well. Okay, let's hope this fits. Ah, it does. Okay, so we'll bring our, take your pick and take those backings out. And this is what I was saying. I'm just pulling that there on the side back to itself, and that way we, you know, it's just going to help glue. And the other backing, and I rarely ever, this is very funny, I rarely ever do like monochromatic cards. But this is one of those times that we are having a monochromatic card. And what I am doing here, guys, I'm just like trying to center these as best as possible before actually pushing. And now I'm going to push. Okay, and we are going to make sure that this actually fits in here, because otherwise we're in trouble. Maybe. I thought it fit. Okay, it did fit. Let's see. If it moves back and forth, then it did fit. I just messed up that corner. That's so not fair. Look at that. It fits perfectly okay. And then all of a sudden it's messed my corner there. But that's fine. We'll figure it out. So this is how the card is going to end up looking. We're going to bring our airplane and we're going to pop it up in dimensionals. I have a ton of dimensionals from different settings, guys, and I absolutely love them. So now in retrospective, I think I would have liked actually to have a little bit of red in here, just to pop up our plane. But I mean, yeah, to pop up the colors, just to create some sort of like eye-catching. But I didn't think of it right on time, and so that's fine. And we are going to bring our happiest birthday right up here, like that. Maybe in here like that. And I just had another idea. And we are going to do this. Okay. I'll be right back here in a second with some clouds. Okay, guys, I am back with my little clouds. I'm just putting my dies in a safe place because they tend to get lost fairly quickly. And let's bring our card here and we can plan this differently. Okay, so what I am thinking is something along these lines. So I'm going to remove this a little bit so this one is like there. And then I'm going to bring our happiest Father's Day to this side. Maybe they're more to the middle, and then I'm going to bring one of the smallest one up there. So I just want to create kind of like more of a visual interest in here, and I did 3 because I want to put this one probably, I don't know, there maybe. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. That one is kind of already stuck because we put it right underneath the there we go, right underneath the dimensional, and so you know we're going to have it again. We're having a lot of, I'm thankful paper has 2 sides, and I'm just going to put this one there in the center. I think is where it needs to go, kind of underneath those clouds. And I'm ringing. No, don't move. There it goes. And this one, I'm just going to bring it right on top. So what's going to happen, I'm putting glue on the side because some of it's going to be off. So there, without kind of, you know, kind of blocking any of the happiest Father's Day. And now I'm going to bring this one. And I'm going to put this one in here because for whatever reason, the resist embossing just did not work as I expected. And I just think it looks really odd without any color. Isn't this just super simple and super cute? And I have to say this, guys, you have to remember this is for my husband. My husband is not exactly on the cutesy side. I mean, he'll take anything I give him. Let's be honest, he's awesome in that sense. But I know for sure that that those are not just the things he loves. He likes more serious things, and so I think this is going to work great for his Father's Day. I am looking for some in here, and I do have these are the new, these are the 2025 2027 in color dots, and I think this is what's going to bring these pop of color that we were looking for. These are the Secret C ones. I'm just gonna put one in there and another one, so it has 3 sides. I don't know if you can tell, so I'm gonna put one, and I'm using both all sizes to it, and there you go. So we did some coloring in here. We did some resist embossing, which didn't work. Created our own DSP there for the sides, and that looks really beautiful. And then we open our little fun fold, and we are able to write a little message in here for my husband, and there we go. I think this looks so, so beautiful. I'm not going to do that right now because for whatever reason, I struggle with this one, I guess. It's very, very tight, guys. But imagine it. No, I'm just kidding. We can do it together. Of course we can. It's just, I think it's just like a smidge tighter. But it worked really well on this side, so whatever. So this is the card we made today. It's a perfect mail card, perfect for Father's Day, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me show you the other one I had made in the past, and this is just with the paper pumpkin kit. A little bit more colorful than this one. This is totally monochromatic. I think that if you have the paper from the suite, which is still available, I checked, you can do something more colorful, something like this. This is not this fold, but something like this using the paper. This is boho blue, much lighter than our Secret C, of course. And then, you can play a little bit more with that paper because they do have, oops, this one is not folding well. They do have, okay, I am not sure where this is. This is supposed to tie in here. Okay, there we go. But anyways, so you can play a little bit more with the colors if you want it. I wanted to give you a tip though for those who like coloring. So I do have my own swatching colors for all my blends, and I think this is important because of 2 things. One is sometimes, it's not always, but sometimes you are able to get several colors of one simple of like within one blend. So for example, if you see this shaded spruce in here, this is the light shaded spruce, so the brush gave me that color. This is the bullet point one, and then you have 2 here, so you have like a little bit more to play when you're blending. But also visually it helps you when you're coloring. So for example, I could say, looking at these, okay, here's like light Secret C, right? And I am looking at this dark navy blue, night of navy, sorry, and I can tell that they are fairly close to each other in tone, and same with the like dark misty moonlight here. You see, like they have that grayish tone in it, and that's how I figure out how to color our blue in here, and kind of leave using the misty blue, which was much lighter, obviously, than the Secret C. And so that just helps you visually to see, oh, like this tone of blue is in the same tones of blue, or here with the, greens, that happens a lot. So for example, you could say, The light evening green kind of like goes really well with Lost Lagoon. I may be able to try to blend those. So this is just a little secret, and I do it all the time, so you can tell it has the brush and the point, and I write next to them what it is. So there you go. I don't have an actual like grid. I don't make one with a grid like in a table, like if you were to print a table in Word, because I think it would take away a little bit visually. The lines will be too thick and it will take away visually that ability to kind of see which colors match with others. So I just wanted to give you that tip, and there you go, guys. I hope these videos helped you. I hope it inspires you with a monochromatic card. I'm very sad that this bent. I didn't have to bend. Like on the other side, it did pretty well, but it is what it is. Okay, guys. Now, remember, please, that down below you have the link to the next one in the video hub. Go ahead and enjoy all the beautiful things that you're going to be able to see. Again, these are amazing Stampin' Up! Demonstrators with a lot of experience, a lot of creative ideas that you just don't want to miss. Guys, sending a big hug. May God bless you. Let me know in the comments if you like the card, if you would have done something different, and like and subscribe. Bye.